Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Taking a little break in between a barrage of phone calls and emails and conference calls and all those other things we use to fill a day. I'm in the office today, so that's going to be the bulk of my day today. I do have a meeting coming up in a couple of hours, so that'll give me a little break from the office. But what I thought I'd do today on Wednesday, Wisdom Wednesday, it's Wednesday, and we're on our way somewhere. I thought I'd share something. And the something that I thought I'd share mostly to myself, because a lot of this is just a conversation with myself done live in the connected webiverse of billions of people. There's a pattern I've seen in people that I've found to be extraordinary when I've had the good fortune to sit down and share some personal, intimate time with people that are, at least in my opinion, doing some extraordinary things. And I started to learn a pattern, or I detected a pattern because I focus on looking for patterns. But one thing I noticed that they all had in common: when you let the conversation go where it goes, when you just sit down and just talk about life, and the conversation takes its natural course, and people talking about their journey to where they are. One thing that I found that they all have in common is a large percentage of the things they talk about are the tough times behind them. The challenges, the bad things, the downright disasters, the things where, things just unraveled. They all talk about this. If they talk for an hour, 20 minutes of it is somehow just goes to these seemingly bad places. But here's the thing I also noticed. When they talk about these bad places, they do it with a smile in many cases, and sometimes they laugh. It creates this hysterical, this laughter. They laugh back at how bad things were. And I started to pick up on the fact that regardless of what these people are doing now, because they came from all walks of life, there were entrepreneurs, there were people that had excelled in corporate America, climbed very high and steep corporate ladders. There were people that were in public service. There were people that are in extremely high leadership levels in the military. Some of them were in entertainment, sports. All of these people from all walks of life had this very common path to get to where they were, and it went through some extraordinary challenge. So I think the subtle lesson to me, or the food for thought, the thing that jumped out to me, was that it redefined how I looked at the challenges in my day. They might just be indications that I'm on my way, right? And it also jumped out to me that none of them talked about the nondescript days, the days where nothing happened. And this is common sense, but we never look at it in this way, right? They never really talked about the days where things just went so right. They just, unless it came at the end of of things seeming to go wrong. That's the only time they really talked about the days when everything just went incredibly right. So this is just a reminder to me, and hopefully to you, that all paths seem to lead down this road less traveled, right? Or everybody goes through this gauntlet, if you will. And many people way smarter and more experienced than myself will tell you that the best life, the good stuff, is on the other side of uncomfortable stuff, of scary stuff, right? Of painful stuff in some point. But when we can realize that where we are, we're just passing through where we are, it might help us tolerate some of these tough times, hard times. It might give us the fortitude to keep perspective, or maybe even a sense of humor. So my challenge to you today on this hump day, as we're on our way, is to think about a couple of things. Think about the great places you are or have accomplished, and look behind you and see that you have to go through it being that complicated, challenging thing to get there. More importantly, I invite you to look at the lives of of people in your circle, in your life, that are doing extraordinary things, or things that you really admire, things that they're at a place that you would like to be, or they're doing things that you think are pretty awesome. And just think about the stories they tell about their journey to that place, and see if if you pick up on the same patterns I picked up on. And also, for the deeper people out there, the deeper thinkers out there, I challenge you to have conversations with these people that are doing extraordinary things and try to gain insight on how they see the world, how they feel about the world, what they believe about the world. In summary, their philosophy, right? Because what you will find in many cases is their philosophy is what gave them the framework or the energy or the explanation or the reason to go through the things that they went through to get to the places that they are. And philosophy is a portable thing. In my opinion, philosophy is a tool. It's like a hammer or a screwdriver. If you apply philosophy in your world, you get what philosophy creates, right? So if it created the emotional energy for other people to do uncomfortable things persistently over time, if you adopt a similar philosophy, you probably also adopt the result of those philosophies as well. That's why I always talk about things that seem to be on the softer side of humanity, how we think, how we feel, emotions, all of those things, because I've been taught and I have adopted this belief that the underlying operating system that manages our perceptions and our feelings and ultimately our actions are this little simple thing called philosophy. So today on Hump Day, I'm encouraging you to try to examine the philosophy of those that are further down the road that you say you want to go down. And if your philosophy is not similar to those people, ask yourself the question as to why or not. Just wonder to yourself, what if you adopted their philosophy and applied it to your world? Would it give you an advantage? All right, guys. Just wanted to take a break from phone calls and emails and all the mundane things that in the world of a startup or business development or sales, we know that this is something that we must do persistently over a long period of time to have those miraculous windfall days that luckily show up. It's funny how the harder you work at things, the luckier you get at things. All right, guys, hope you found something in this. It's never rocket scientist unless you are a rocketeer, an astronaut. Then everything is rocket scientist, right? Rocket science, things that you can use to leave the planet you're on and go to the place you want to go. If you find useful information here of things that are of value, or better yet, if you know people that might benefit from these little ideas, please share. You will be amazed at how accurate your instincts are in that hunch you feel of reaching out to help somebody or to give somebody a word of encouragement or to just push somebody along. You might be amazed at how often your hunches put you in the right place with the right person at the right time, and you can completely change the trajectory of that individual. You will, in fact, in essence, become an angel to that person. How powerful is that? Angels, by the way, in my personal metaphorical life, they're the warriors of the warrior. They're warriors, not passive, happy-go-lucky beings. They're freaking warriors. But a lot of things are warriors in my world. All right, guys. Happy Wednesday. Have a great week.